Oh no, he's got me! No, 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 don't eat me, don't eat me, don't eat me! Good evening. And welcome to something a little bit different. A little bit of a series that I'm going to be doing where I take a look at some of the quests, some of the games that are available on sidequest. Now I'm going to start with the free ones and then kind of moving on and around. There's a lot on here, so I imagine a lot of this is going to be sifting through stuff that's not very good. But I've also heard of some things which are very good. So that's where we're going to be trying to see what we can find that's actually really good to play and what's not so good to play. Now this first one is Attack on Quest. Now this one has come up a lot, so there's always people talking about how good this one is, and one of the main reasons, and something I actually agree with, is the movement. But let's start with the basics. So what is Attack on Quest? So Attack on Quest is Attack on Titan in Quest, where you get to take on the big ET monster giant things. Now, it's been a while since I've watched Attack on Titan, but, you know, the idea of being able to fly around, killing things, it actually sounds quite interesting. So, let's take a look. I'm going to put some footage up in the background, and I'm just going to talk through it, mainly because it took me a little while to figure out what to do. Now, something I've seen, having tried a few side quest stuff so far, is the onboarding is not great. The thing is, if you want to kind of get good at these games, the best thing for you to do is actually to go on and see their wikis or go into Discord groups. You've got to learn. Think about it like Minecraft, that kind of stuff, which I don't personally like having to do. I much rather that the game tells me what to do. So I spent probably a good 20-30 minutes trying to work out what to do. But in that time I was able to kind of get to grips with the kind of movement and the attack stuff. So what's really good about this game? Movement. Oh my god. So if any of you have played the Spider-Man game that was released just before Far From Home, you'll know that movement was brilliant. You could just run around, swing around, it was so good. And this uses a very similar system of throwing out, boosting, bringing back in your kind of, you know, parts that have been thrown out, and kind of moving around that way. And it's very free. It feels really intuitive, and once you kind of figure out what all the controls are, you can just kind of flick around and move around really easily. There's a resource system, so you do have, you know, a certain amount of gas available, and once you run out of that, you've got to top it back up. But to be honest, it was pretty generous, and there are the ability to add cheats into it so that you can have that as unlimited, so you can just fly around. That said, movement's not perfect. Trying to get up of a building, and some of this is probably more linked to the way in which they've built the environment more than anything else, it was actually quite difficult at times to go, oh, I want to go to the top of that building, so I would boost up to it, but I'd be just short. And because there was a lip on the building, I couldn't then jump to get on top. I kind of had to do this weird thing with like jump and grab, jump and grab, jump and grab, and sometimes I'd get it, sometimes I wouldn't. It just ended up in a little bit of a mess. So if I was going to, you know, say something different there, I'd like that worked on. Likewise, trying to attack the Titans, not massively intuitive. You kind of zoom up to them, slice. Your blades can break, but I couldn't hear much of a noise of that happening. Likewise, trying to escape them when it's just yourself. Clearly, this is a multiplayer type thing. You want to be playing this with lots of other people, so if you've got a group of friends with a quest, then yeah, absolutely. Jump into this, someone can distract, the others can kind of do it. You can definitely learn what to do within this, and probably in a much easier, much more straightforward way. The attacks, because you don't know if you're doing damage, it can be a little bit difficult to sort of know what's happening, and jumping on their back, they will grab you and eat you. I mean, there's not much more to say about it than that. They will grab and eat you. So, yeah, bit of a shame. For those of you who are picking this up, however, there are some things to just bear in mind. Firstly, the Titans do not actually spawn unless you're in a multiplayer arena. Took me a while there. However, if you're offline, you can use it as a way of kind of getting used to the movement, moving around the different maps, seeing what's kind of there. So, swings and roundabouts. Definitely prefer more of a training mode, and then like a practice mode, and then the online, but it is what it is. There is actually a training area where you can practice kind of gripping and going on to stationary targets, which is quite good. You know, did enjoy being able to do that as well. Now, other than that, my only other sort of thoughts, yes, changing the blades. I want a bigger sound when the blades like crack and break, because there was times where I was swinging and I didn't really hear anything, and I wasn't sure what was going on. And I was like, oh, my blades are broken, I need to replace them. And then I got eaten. That happened a couple of times. So a little bit of a shame. So yeah, hopefully that can go there. That said, I mean, for something that is still in early development, they've got some good maps. The look is brilliant. It's absolutely very reminiscent of the anime. So well done there. Movement, brilliant. Absolutely incredible. Keep it going. That's intuitive enough. The only thing I would say there is just improve the ability to get on top of buildings, get out the way, that type of thing. But other than that, good. I'm sure with practice it'll get better. And yeah, a better way to practice. Make it a bit clearer as to when I'm hitting and when I'm not hitting. Yeah, there's not much more I've really got to say on this one. Other than, yeah, if you're interested in it, check it out. As I said, I think it's definitely better with friends, so I definitely suggest checking it out when you've got a couple of people, rather than just trying it on your own, because it can be a little frustrating when you're trying to learn it. But yeah, I hope that helps, and I'll leave this for another time. Thanks, and goodbye.